today we're going to address the well situation on this property. This little building here is our well house. If you take a closer look, what we have here is an exhaust pipe. Why would a well house have an exhaust pipe? Well, that would be because this well is driven by a gasoline-powered engine. We've owned this property for almost a month now, and I have not tried to run this. It is winter. Clearly, a well has water. Things can freeze and break. We haven't even touched it, so I'm gonna try to do that today. Drain anything that needs to be drained. Perhaps try to start this engine. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This little well house does have insulation and foam board on the outside. I can definitely feel that it is warmer in here. This is about 4 feet underground. So the heat from the ground theoretically should keep this at least above freezing. We got a big old pressure tank. I don't know, what is that, 100 gallons? 80 gallons? It's a big tank. No idea if it has water in it or if it's empty or what's going on. It looks really dry down there, so hopefully nothing's already frozen and broken. When this is in use regularly over the winter, the residual heat from this engine would be more than enough to keep this little building above freezing if the insulation and ground temperature isn't enough. So now that I'm down in the hole, I can see that this tank, I can move this around pretty much, rock it around. I do hear a little water in there, but if I'm able to do that, if I'm able to move it like this, it's got to be empty or mostly empty. Also, we're definitely going to replace that. I would not want to drink water out of this crusty old tank. Let's check the oil on our little engine here. Oh, and there's no dipstick on this side. That's delicious. Someone is definitely getting an oil change. Also, yeah, this is not level. The oil is definitely to the left here. This is a nice little Honda engine though, assuming that it works. I was told that all of this works. I'm not going to run it now though. We want to keep the pipes empty for the winter until we can figure out what we're doing here. I do see what looks to be a pressure switch. 0 psi, that's good. No pressure in the system. I can't imagine there would be after sitting for a year. I'm not sure how this would have been hooked up. We got wires from the pressure switch that are currently just dangling here. I would think in order to... there must be some electronics missing. in order to have that pressure switch automatically turn on this gas engine to pressurize the pressure tank, there would need to be some sort of solenoid or relay, something that's not here. It would be nice to figure out because, you know, come spring, we do want to get water going here, and it might be some time until we get electric. We do need to at least test this well. So, yeah. We'll see what we can do with that. Spare pulley. It goes right here. Oh, it's pretty bright back there. We'll go on here. Looks... Or down on the well pump. I really wonder where this floor drain goes. We're already 4 feet underground. I don't know. That'll have to wait till spring. Also, there are a number of floor drains in the house and in the barn. There is water pipes in the barn that used to go to the cattle watering dishes. So the piping around this property is somewhat extensive. Maybe some of it's usable still, maybe not. From the looks of it, we have some very ancient gate valves here. We got all sorts of stuff. We got polyethylene, blue PEX, some other type of poly pipe, old gate valves, old galvanized tank. Quite the conglomeration of different plumbing fittings going back who knows how far. I did some quick research on this well pump. I've never owned a well. I know that a pump outside of the well is called a jet pump. I also know, after some quick research, that this could be a deep well jet pump, since it has 2 pipes. My previous thought, actually from up at the doorway looking down in here, I only saw the 1 pipe. This blue pipe was hidden from looking from above. So up until now I thought this well would be pretty shallow, like 25 to 30 feet, which seems to be what a regular jet pump is limited to. This, however, with the 2 pipes, my Googling tells me is a deep well jet pump, which could be up to 100 feet. I really love this block of wood attached to these pipes with, check it out, with a bunch of roofing screws. So this is what is stopping these pipes from dropping into the depths, who knows how far down. We'll have to be careful of that in the future. So, to get this going, we gotta prime it, of course, which I believe is this. Open that, fill both of these up with water all the way down, and then the power of the pump pushes water down this small tube, which then helps pull up more water out of the larger tube. So if the volume of water from this looks to be like inch and a half? I think this is inch and a quarter, and this would be 1 inch. I could be wrong, it's hard to tell. If this much volume of water has to go down in order to get a larger amount of water to come up, that would mean the max output of the well is the difference in these 2 pipe sizes. That would make sense to me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And this is interesting. We got a burnt board way down here. What the heck happened? Another collapsing wall. There's a lot of collapsing block walls around here. Whoever built this did something wrong. I'm trying to determine whether anything is frozen here. It's like in the teens outside, and I'm under here with no gloves. I feel pretty warm. I do hear water. Can you hear that? In this tank. I also cannot close this valve. It feels resistance, which tells me maybe it's frozen inside this pipe. I could open some of these pipes up and just check, but I guess it doesn't really matter because we're replacing all of this anyway. There's a bleeder valve on this, which is not open. It's been used in the past, it's all marred up. So that means something. There's clues. Maybe I'll just try to open that bleeder valve and see what happens. Alright, let's try to open this bleeder. Oh, it kind of moves right away. That's good. Oh, maybe not enough. Oh, there we go. A proper pipe wrench would be better for this. Yeah, let me go get the right wrench. All right, a proper pipe wrench. Let's see. All right, what do we got? Nothing. We got a bleeder valve full of schmoo. Oh, I just felt some pressure after there was a little hiss after I took this little dirt plug out. Alright, well, there's a little moisture there. Nothing's frozen, that's good. Doesn't tell me much other than it's been drained. Maybe they did come in here and drain this. I feel like that's the only way this could be so empty. There's no other way for the water to get out unless this tank cracked. But then I wouldn't hear splashing because it would be mostly empty. So I think that satisfies me that this little well house is good to go for the winter. I'm pretty sure the temperature down on the floor, 4 feet below ground, will stay warm enough to keep everything thawed in here until spring. And if it does freeze, anything in here that could get damaged is getting replaced anyway at some point. My only hope is that in the spring we could at least rig this up enough to have a hose and some source of water. Maybe not drinking, definitely not drinking water, but water for, other things. Time will tell. Goodbye, little well house. Gonna tuck you in for the winter. And we'll do a screw for good measure, huh? High security.